All right, das Kapital Reading. Okay. Did I already explain it or not? Okay. So basically, this is chapter one, part one: commodities and exchange, money or the circulation of commodities. Basically, Prisma colors to any other brand of like color pencils. Okay. Some things are worth more than others, right? Inherently, and Marx is gonna explain sharing is caring, and how that you don't need to like you can share pieces, you can share like a couple crayons or two, and you can get some back. Okay, it's literally just like what values of things and like movement of those items. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Yes, you said. Yuki's cooking. Alright, section one. We're not even there yet. We're just gonna like value shit. So I got myself some tea. I got some myself some cafe. Uh, the wealth of those societies in which the capitalist mode of production prevails, America, UK, every Western country, every European country, only countries that are not are, I think Cuba still, Argentina, and China. But every other country, capitalist, presents itself as an immense accumulation of commodities. So all these countries just have a lot of stuff, and their life is based off. Our lives are based off stuffs that we have. Its unit being a single commodity, money. Our investigations must therefore begin with an analysis of commodity. A commodity is, in first place, an object outside of us. Yeah, a thing that by its properties satisfies humans' wants and some sort of another. The nature of such wants, whether for instance they spring from stomach or from fantasy, makes no difference. So it does not matter if it's tea, it does not matter if it's painting supplies, does not matter if it's jewelry, does not matter if it's clothing, does not matter if it's food, does not matter if it's anything, because that is in itself a commodity in a capitalist country. All right, but Marx will eventually explain that some things are needs and shouldn't be a commodity. Neither are where. Okay, now we're at the number two. Neither are we here concerned to know how the object satisfies these wants, whether directly as means of subsistence or indirectly as means of production. Every useful thing is iron, paper, etc. may be looked at from two points of view: quality and quantity. It is an ensemble of many properties, and many therefore be used in various ways. To discover the various uses of things is the work of history. So also is the establishment of socially recognized standards of measure for the qualities of these useful objects. The diversity of these measures has its original partly in the diverse nature of the object to be measured, partly in convection. The utility of these things makes it a use item. All right, so basically that whole like little like 2 to 4 was basically talking about how some things are more useful than others, so they can be very like it might be valued differently, just purely off that like, and some things also make other things. So paper might become a novel, iron might become a stencil, might become a scissors, might become anything. So that's why objects do become more valuable with more work, and that's why he said about use value. So it's like the more useful something can be, it's the more valuable it will have, and that will be relatively stable throughout history. Because the more you need something, the more it's used, the more it's like you need it. It's more necessary. So that's what he said. But in though I don't know why he said it like that. It was written very long ago. So for but this utility is not a thing of air. Being limited by the physical properties of a commodity, it has no existence apart from that commodity. A commodity such as iron, corn, or a diamond is therefore as far from a material thing, a use value, it's something useful. This property of a commodity is independent of the amount of labor required to appropriate its useful qualities. When treating a use value, we always assume to be dealing with definite quantities, such as dozens of watches, yards of linen, or tons of iron. The use of commodities furnish the material for a special study, that our commercial knowledge of commodities. Use values become a reality only by use or consumption. They are constituted by the substance of all wealth, whether may be a social form of wealth in the form of society. We are about to consider they are, in addition, the materials disparities of exchange value. Exchange value at first sight presents itself as a quantitative relation, as the proposition in which values in use of sort of exchange for those other parts are sort for those of another sort. What? Alright, what the fuck did he mean here? Okay, so I think it is about a, what are they called? It's basically, you can't really define how something is worth without knowing how rare it is or how common it is. And you should only be able to value things realistically and consistently if it is an item that you see often. So if you personally know how much that item costs, it is not a special study. Diamonds are special. Some people know how much more are worth because they know more of it. Like how I know clothing and how one clothes might be worth more than another, right? That is how some things are of a special study. And then basically that is that whole part. And then like how much work it is to get these items. That's, you know, the labor required. All right. And it's based off how much people are willing to spend on it, how much people are willing to buy it, right? And then there's like disparities. So that means some things are worth way more and some things are worth way less, right? And at first sight, it seems like definitive, mathematical, logical, but these are all just things someone suggested it would cost, right? So after enough history passes, a diamond is worth like $1 gazillion, right? They're not definitive, you know, costs, but it is presented historically as a normal value that people agree on, like gender. You know how people like think gender and sex are the same? It's the same as like how people think some things are just meant to cost that item. No, you know? Sometimes things get overvalued, and that's just how it works. Okay. I got it. I got it right, but okay, I got it right. A relation constantly changing with time and place. Hence, exchange values appears to be something accidental, purely relative, and consequently an intrinsic value, an exchange value that is inseparably connected with, inherited in commodities. Seems a contradiction in terms, but let us consider the matter a little more closely. A given commodity, e.g., a quarter of wheat, is exchanged for blacking, for silk, gold, and in sorts for other commodities, it is more different proportion. Instead of one exchange value, the wheat has therefore a great many. So the wheat's more value, so it needs more blanking, more silk, more gold, each representative exchange value of 1/4 of wheat. So now we are equating the wheat to a money, or like how much it's valued in, like, you know, now we're making it, you know, more tangible. Blanking, silk, gold must exchange value be replaceable by. All right, that's the end of the. That's the end. That's the end. I'm Marks. I'm good. I'm not reading half a page for your next point. Yeah, this is what I mean. Okay, so part 2 will be me reading 7 to 8. Then. Yeah. Okay. Part 2 would be 6 to 10. No, 6 to 12. Okay. I'll be doing 6 bulletin points of him. and doing an analysis. This man is really, really annoying to read. So yeah, I have to read 7 to 8 all the way through. Love you, baby. Hope you enjoyed the reading. I gave up. I'm gonna go back tomorrow. Love you. Love you so much.